Yeah. No, you're fine.
Welcome back to Aftermath episode 24, I think it is. If this ever actually manages to get uploaded, because Scottish internet and my will to do things. Where we left off, you guys had found the how do I put it? The interesting great device, as it's been named. Out of session, in session, maybe. I don't remember anymore. But it's the great device. It is it's the size of a mountain. It's actually built into the top of a mountain, 3 large rings, all rotating around a different axis. At the top of a sort of kind of flattened off large hill, small mountain, somewhere in that range. You've climbed up to the base of it, after being... I should preface, you left Korea, you were tasked to go find a cult and check out those. You went the wrong way, went to this great device because you could feel it vibrating through the ground from a day's walk away. You've walked there, you've reached the bottom, and that's pretty much where we're going to pick up because you camped for the night. You see before you the giant column of this, the great device, upon which it sits. A massive cog built of stone turns slowly above you. Other cogs across it, rotating separately. There is intricate carvings all down the side and across this device. It shows 3 figures exiting from 3 portals, archways as they appear, similar to the ones through which you travelled to this region. They appear to walk together and towards another 3 figures coming from the other side. The 3 figures each carved into the stone in this kind of geometric pattern type shape are perhaps 30, 40 feet tall, and each of them is headed towards a single entrance at the base of this column, through which, again, shaped like an archway, like one of the gates that you've used previously. In fact, it appears to be a gate like one of the ones you've used, embedded in the stone, and beyond you can see the inside, at best, so you can tell, of this device. You see a chamber with a set of stairs leading up into it. The black night, as the night is always pitch black without stars, passes without incident, and you wake to the morning sun rising in front of you, the device to one side. What do you do?
Pack up my tent, really?
Good meme. You don't have tents.
Bitch,
Back
I
up my
do.
sleeping bag. Yeah, he's the only one who has a tent. She.
Oh yeah, you have a tent. No one else does. Right.
Sarah's no, she has a tent.
Sarah's sensible.
Sauriv needs no tent.
Sauriv is lizard man. Sauriv needs no tent.
So,
Sauriv needs only pond.
earthquakes, cults, masks. Anything else we need to worry about? I say just like turning to the rest of the group.
Cancer, probably.
Dragons?
Long term.
Wildlife. Do we know what cancer is? Not a character? Like, do we know what cancer is?
You would know, probably. Some races, that there is a limit to your lifespan. Eventually your health will kind of fall apart. It's a casual term used to just people end up dying of old age. Cancer.
Fair enough.
Okay.
That's the thing we know now.
Okay, so, Bomb, now we can actually call your jokes cancerous. Congratulations.
Hey, not what I wanted.
Oh god, that was
Cloak
too
billows?
easy.
Question mark.
That was out of character. The cloak doesn't do shit.
So,
Cloak billows due to the sheer meta.
so, just like look over to the rest of you all. You guys are the experienced ones here. I'm the new guy on the job, so... And I just like kind of gesture in the direction.
Well, you're doing great though.
Yeah, we'll
Thanks.
manage. But, let's go explore it.
Yes, as experts on great, large wheels
I'm
that
down
just
for
sit here,
exploring.
we know exactly what to do.
It did... Okay, fine. Just come along. I say, and I just like I guess we just start heading towards the zone.
Okay. You head up into the structure, I suppose.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
like, stairs to the big.
Slowly, I will kind of like look to the rest of the group and say, should I scout ahead?
I mean, would it make you
Don't
feel
go
better?
too far. You know what?
Alright.
If you, I wouldn't do it. It's always better to stick in a group, even if the group's more noisy.
I'll be near the
if you
group,
really-
don't worry.
If you really want, I'll join you.
Shrug. Sure. Let's get going.
I could
And
cast invisibility here, guys, if you need to.
I already got that, don't worry.
Okay.
Let's just keep that as an ace up our sleeve.
Well, I can also do it to myself. Bit of a mage. Not a full-fledged one, but a bit of one.
So,
Let's hope we don't need it.
True.
Should we roll stealth? I think we should roll stealth.
if you intend to be stealthy, you can roll stealth. That's how that
I'm gonna
works.
scout ahead. I do intend to be stealthy.
I
25.
thought that was a 1 for a second there, Jesus.
It
There we
looked
go,
like it.
that'll do.
25 and 20. Nice. Okay. So, how far ahead of the party are you guys going? Roughly. 60 feet,
You
40
know,
feet,
like-
120 feet, 2 miles?
You know, like around the corner.
60 feet, I think, is a
60
good
feet,
limit.
sure. Okay.
I'm also going to try and stay up high if that's possible, so I'll just go ahead and roll an acrobatics to, like, just be, like, leaping through the trees and whatnot.
You're pretty much at the base of the thing.
Oh.
Yeah. It's, sorry, the tree cover cuts off a ways before you actually get to the thing.
Oh. Okay, my
about
apologies.
half an hour's walk before you get to it. There's like nothing, and then you can see some trees, ivy and stuff that's growing on it, but there's nothing
Okay.
around it. That's my bad. I should have specified.
Okay, are we still able to keep our stealth from before, though? Like, is the ground
You can
cracked
stealth. Well, I assumed you guys camped out sort of near it. It would be going into it is where you would stealth, and where you might want to
enough? Yeah.
add a character around it. There's not really anything. Nothing has shown up. You head inside. There is a single room. It's a relatively large chamber, maybe 100 feet across. Circular. It has, along the walls, more sort of relief showing various events. You can look them over if you particularly want. At the end, there's a stairway that, as I say, goes up, and you see it splits in two and curls back on itself by the look of it. Like a pair of spiral staircases that keep meeting in the middle. The reliefs along the wall, both reliefs and carvings, appear to be that of a number of people. Giant people, smaller people. Some of them, but these same six figures, each distinct in their clothing and their style. You see them directing other people. You see a relief that appears to show the construction of the great device. And you see these 6 people enter it. You see what appears to show the great device with this sort of beam of light coming out of it. And then the carvings stop. There's just a blank patch, just as it curls back towards the door.
Okay.
Like,
You said there was like nothing in it, really. It was pretty much empty, didn't you?
The room itself, completely empty. There's a thick layer of dust on the floor, but that's it. And on all the walls and everything.
I'm gonna have Scaly try and just like fly up the sides of the wall and whatnot.
Okay. The room around you, it's about 40 feet tall. Scaly flies up into the corner, kind of looks down at you a bit questioningly.
Oh, I also would have brought along. I think I didn't mention it, but I also would have brought along Mr. Floofers,
Oh, sure.
my cat familiar, because I have both a snake and a cat familiar. Because the snake was given to me, and the cat one is from actual Find Familiar.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
I have Mr. Floofers. Like, he's just kind of like poking over my shoulder.
You can
And
just summon them
Scaly's
both,
gonna
so
fly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, Scaly sort of flies up, has a look around. He doesn't seem to see anything different. It appears just to be a
Cool.
room from what he can see. Did we lose someone?
Cool.
We just lost Gav.
Yeah. I think he's out.
Nothing
I don't know about
important.
Oof.
His
Nothing
internet's
of value
gone.
was lost.
Yeah, I think his internet's went down.
His internet's died. Yeah, he's in. That's definitely done. He's left raw 20. I guess we'll continue. If he gets back, he gets back. If he doesn't, then we'll pause.
Yeah.
Continue for a while, at least.
So,
I'm gonna message. I'll message Pandal, and I'll just tell him it looks clear in here. I'm not seeing anything, although the patterns on the wall are weird. You might want to come in here and check it out.
Okay, the Bumble Fox will be there shortly. I will lead everyone else. Like, he said it was okay, so let's go!
nice. Okay. So,
Go into
the group somewhat noisily makes their way inside, a little less stealthy than the stealthy professionals here.
Yeah.
Make her in. You see pretty much the same thing. It does appear there's no light source of any kind. There's just the light pouring in through this door archway thing. It's about 12 feet tall, to say. So, towards the back, welcome back, Gav. Towards the back, it's pretty dim. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it's pretty dark in here, right?
It's effectively the whole area is dim light. Except near the door.
Okay.
Near the door, there's this sort of area of bright light that spills through and it goes into dim light.
So wait, it's dim light because of the door, yeah? It's not like
Because
there's-
it's enclosed, yeah.
Yeah,
because-
okay,
yeah.
that's fine.
You're in a
Yeah,
100-foot room with no light source, yeah.
okay.
Should I put on some lights?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I'm
I
gonna...
just pull the orb out and brighten it up.
Okay. You pull out the orb. It sort of brightens up. You can all begin to see this glowing white ball in her hand. She kind of holds it up and kind of just out of her line of sight, just so that she doesn't have to deal with it. Yeah, you see quite easily the decorations on the wall. You do see some sort of moss and what's the word, like lichen and that kind of stuff growing on some of them, coming out the cracks and a bit of that. And you also see a single pair of heavy footprints heading up, just across the room, straight past, and straight up the stairs. They appear to be smaller footprints, but yeah.
Smaller as in, like, animal footprints, or smaller as in, like, small person?
No, boot prints.
They're
Definitely
proper
boot
okay.
prints, but they're quite deep set and smaller than human.
Okay.
I'm gonna look over to Sauriv and say, "Hey, Sauriv,
Yeah.
do you like cats?" And just kind of like hold out Mr. Flooper.
I'm going to put my face pretty much right up to it. Does it do anything?
Mr. Flooper yawns.
It's a cat. It
This
doesn't
one's
care for you.
alright.
Well,
Alright.
if he stays with you, like if he just like hatches a ride on you, then I'll be able to see where you are, and I can keep an eye on you and Pandal and whatnot. You know, kind of have more eyes.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
All right, here you go, Mr. Flooper. And Mr. Flooper just like lazily lounges himself over your shoulder. If Mr. Flooper has expertise in anything, it's lounging anywhere and everywhere.
Me
As
either.
all cats do.
It's like he keeps a lazy eye out for me.
Yeah, sure. So,
He's my anti-theft alarm basically. I just stick him in a room and he just falls asleep and just like occasionally looks up. Doesn't
Pretty-
do anything other than just like sits in a spot and just lazily looks around.
Wakes up. Oh yeah.
he's a cat,
room is
is what you're trying to say.
Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very effective. Very good kitty. Very good kitty.
So, yeah, you hand Sauriv a cat. He sort of slumps
Yes.
over your shoulder.
I'm very suspicious of the cat.
The cat is
accepting.
warm, so maybe that makes you feel better.
I tried
I'm
to
not-
pet up cat, but probably can't reach up to Sauriv.
Yeah. Well, you can reach up to him, but he's a ways above your head.
Yeah.
I'll bend my knees a little.
So that's the question. Is Sauriv cold-blooded? Is this the thing we know?
No.
No, I'm not. I'm warm-blooded.
It's a warm blood.
Or else I'd be like Lily and hugging everything.
That's true.
So yeah, I'm warm-blooded.
So,
Wait, so is Akane trying to get Mr. Floopers?
Just betting.
Oh, okay.
so scout party. Is there anything you two are gonna do? Get heading out, or
Scout ahead. I'm especially wary of basically anything that moves and anything that might look like traps.
Are we
So
gonna follow?
everything.
Are we gonna follow the
Pretty
footprints, or is there any other ways to go?
there doesn't appear to be any other way other than the
Oh,
staircase,
right,
but the
okay.
staircase does split in two.
Aha. Okay.
Might
It
just
kinda-
follow the footsteps.
it
if
goes-
you want me.
Goes up a bit and it
Yes.
curls round, splitting in two.
But it like reaches the same platform effectively, right? Or is it like going? Is it curling all the way around, or just? Like...
Well, you can't see, but it looks like it might do that. It's
Okay.
effectively you're in a room. It goes into the wall, and then you see it go up and curl, but you can't see more than it's splitting and curling.
Okay, right.
Well,
We might-
the footprints are obviously the way to progress. So by video game logic, we should go the opposite direction.
That's true. See, we're giving an obvious clue.
That's
like
the door you
last
just came
session.
from. Yep. Okay. So the door you came from.
No.
Um,
We'll get
I'd look. I just look to Sarah. Right, that's your new character's name. Sarah, and
Yes.
say, you want to take one staircase and I take the other?
Split up. Doesn't sound like a good idea.
Well, I then just message you. I can do this for one thing.
And oh right,
And
you
I
messaged her.
also
I just shake my
yeah.
head.
And-
No, you never split the party.
Don't
I just
you
kind of like
know?
slowly glance over to where Mr. Floofer is resting on the shoulder of Sauriv. Look back. I'm not splitting the party.
You're
Yes,
the
you are.
worst scout party ever. I'm gonna start walking up the stair with the blueprints.
Okay. You follow the
I'm
footprints
just
up.
gonna.
Follow the
just gonna-
blueprints up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep moving in that direction too.
Yeah,
that
I'll
point.
follow the footprints as well.
Sure.
For the record, I have my mask on.
Okay, yeah. So you you head on up, up the stairs. As you reach the point at which it appears to begin to split, you note that there appears to be one boot print goes off one direction, and the other boot print goes off the other direction.
Wait, is this from one pair of boots?
Yes, like the right foot goes down the right corridor, and the left foot goes down the left corridor.
This felt so clean cut up until now.
What?
Each corridor is also about half the size of the previous corridor. Width, but height's the same.
How does this work?
Well, there's two one-legged people, I'd assume.
Yeah, but this doesn't make sense.
I just explained how it perfectly makes sense. Two one-legged people, but they both went to different places. to
So,
do
correct
stuff
me if
in
I'm wrong,
each
but it's like
place.
two pairs of footprints, and then it splits in half, and like one footprint goes up one side, and one footprint goes up another.
Yeah, that's... Wait, no, it's one pair of footprints and one that splits in half,
yeah,
and one goes up
shoe
one side
goes
and one goes
way,
up the other
one
side.
shoe goes the other way, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna start heading up the left-hand side.
I will follow Sarah.
Hmm.
Okay.
I mean,
I
there's
really-
plenty of us. We could go one half go that way, one half go the other. But six of us
What
here.
did I say earlier?
We'll
Here,
be fine.
Sauriv, you go with them. Jack, Akane, and me, we can go the other way.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
That
Sure.
works.
That way we have a good split of firepower and everything. Although, I mean, Jack's got nice guns, but I just look up to you. You're Sauriv.
I give him a massive grin.
Oh my god, still remembering that fight against all the aberrations. Jesus.
So,
Yep.
you know,
Yargon does too. Yargon.
Yep. So,
The North remembers.
Oh, he's gonna throw something so bad at this.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. So, you head up... Who's going where?
I can
I'm
remember.
going
We're
up
going
the
to
left hand side.
Yeah, we're going left.
Me, Rick, and Jack are going up the right.
Who's taking point?
I'm taking point.
Okay.
I'm taking point for my son.
I'm doing the scouting again.
No,
Sarah
I'm going to be
and
between the other two.
Felix, as you begin walking up your respective staircases, you never actually quite get to the bit at which they split. It's always just one step ahead of you. As you look to the right, you see the others, and as you look back, you can still see everyone. But everyone else, you see the two of them go up the staircase and split apart. Just head on off,
Wait.
as they said they would.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't know anything's wrong. Okay.
But you two, you're like can see each other, and you not quite at the point where the two staircases split. It's just one more step ahead.
All the time, no matter how many steps we take.
Yes.
I just kind of point at it. What is this?
I'm just gonna like walk back down the stairs back to the beginning.
You've been walking for a little
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Oh.
It's about the distance you
Or-
walked. You guys see
Yeah, yeah.
Felix turn around, like the. Actually, you just see Felix come back down.
Yeah.
Hey,
You hear a little
guys,
conversation, and he comes back down.
I'm gonna reach out. Tell me when my hand touches the wall. And I'm gonna try and reach for the wall in the middle.
Does
You
her hand ever
don't
touch
ma-
the wall?
You don't manage to touch it, and the others can't see you because you've curved out of sight.
Oh. I'm gonna come back down just enough.
I'm gonna
Not be
Oh, they're right
Try.
behind you as far as you can see.
I'm gonna
Oh.
try and put
What?
1 foot on one stair, 1 foot on the other stair.
Okay.
Doing like the Van Damme split.
Yeah, does anything happen?
You stand in the middle of a staircase just before it splits.
You're really having a lot of fun with this, aren't you?
What's going on?
I'm
gonna
going to
come back
take another.
down.
Okay, can I roll Arcana to see if I can get a clue out of this Yargon?
You can certainly try.
22.
Guys, this,
You haven't a
this
clue.
place is already weirding me out.
You've
Oh,
not
what,
got the
with the
faintest
scare's
idea what's
scary.
going on.
Can I roll one?
You can certainly try.
Good.
No,
No, no, never mind.
you also have no idea what's going on.
So, when you woke up, you never actually reached the split. It just keeps moving up along with you. And when I look behind myself, I was around the corner, and I wasn't supposed to be around the corner. Let's just move up as one group, yeah? Stay close.
Okay.
Sure. Right.
We'll take left flank, you take right flank, and we'll probably wind up somewhere else entirely. Let's go.
Okay. So, are you guys taking different paths?
No.
The two different sides? Or are you...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are we all going to the left?
Yeah, well, I assumed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, all left? Okay.
Oh,
That's what I assumed. If
Everyone's
you were
going to the left, or-
as one group?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, you begin heading up the left-hand staircase. You still also never quite get to the bit where it splits. At least you don't for a good couple of hundred steps, maybe. It's quite a distance, and as you look back, you have ascended that distance. They're way behind you, but it's a straight staircase up to where you've got, and then it splits just in front of you. And you keep going. And you keep going. And you keep going some more. And eventually, you get to a point where you do actually suddenly the split just shifts as you're walking in. It's behind you. You just walked past it. And there's
Oh, okay.
a doorway right in front of you. No door, it's more of an archway. It's actually more one half of an archway.
I'll put my head through and have a look.
On the far side seems to be a corridor, again carved from stone, but this one's completely blank. No reliefs along one side, nothing.
Come on through. Looks like there's nothing.
Alright.
Okay.
I don't like this place, it's weird.
I mean, yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, if the stairs are trying to get us killed, then I don't want to know what else is in here.
You walk up into
Interesting, I think.
a corridor of some kind. It appears to sort of curve off around to... You went up the left side, yeah?
Yeah.
The corridor appears to curve off to the left. Continue. At a similar pace to the curve that was you saw ahead of you, that you never quite made it to. You walk along for a little bit. You appear to go round in a full circle. And again. And again. And again.
Guys, this is ridiculous.
You're not... You're pretty certain you're not going up or down. It does feel though you are going around in circles.
So...
Okay,
You know what?
Uh,
I'm gonna-
I'm going to say, alright, I have an idea. And I am going to rage,
Mhm.
and I'm going to punch the wall as hard as I possibly can.
Okay. Roll an attack.
Just strength with
Mhm.
advantage because of rage.
If you're taking a... what do you call it?
Advantage on strength checks. Oh,
No,
Reckless,
attack.
so-
If you're taking... But you have the barbarian thing, so...
yeah,
Whatever it's
reckless.
called. Reckless. So
Put
yeah,
the wall
if you want it...
attacks back though.
20.
20? Okay, yeah, that hits the wall. What's your unarmed damage? It's 1 plus strength. That's what we're using now.
6 damage.
6 damage, okay. You slam your fist into the wall. Yeah, you take 6 points of damage. Just punched a wall.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
That wall was
Halved,
shifty.
because you're raging, so half your bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
And you see a sort of a very faint indent in the wall where you...
Okay.
Or more crack. And a bit of sort of dust puffs off of it.
Alright then. I'm going.
I'm just gonna drop a torch here.
I'm gonna
That
look
might
to
have been
the
a
other
better
wall.
idea.
That's
I'm
fairly
gonna look.
clear.
I'm gonna look to the wall that's on the opposite side of where Sauriv just punched.
It's wall. It's blank.
There's no dent mark.
No, it's just a blank wall. Same as it was
Not
before.
Denmark.
Very intricately carved from the stone.
Well, let's keep on moving, I suppose.
You drop a torch. A lit torch?
No, just a torch.
Just leave a torch, okay. You
Yeah.
walk onwards. 30 seconds. A minute. And a half. 2 minutes. You see something up ahead on the floor. You walk up. There's a torch. Next to a dent in the wall.
There we go. See, I'm
That's
smart.
not good.
Haha.
I mean, you say you're smart. You did just punch a wall, friend.
Yeah, okay. The real
Got a
problem
point.
is that we've been following the same corridor that's been running us in circles, and well, last I checked, we entered here through a staircase. Did you guys see a staircase on any of those loops?
You came into like one end of the corridor,
Yeah, didn't we just?
but yeah, you didn't see any staircase or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's a featureless corridor.
this corridor is pulling some serious bullshit on us. Can any of you see straight through illusions or something?
I don't think so.
I mean,
Hmm.
No.
if we could, and this was an illusion, we would have probably said something by now.
Okay, you know what? This looks weird. I'm gonna someone else take a torch and just rub it along the side of the wall, yeah? Of the inside wall. I'll take the outside wall.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm gonna pick up the torch I dropped.
I'm gonna
Okay.
take out a torch.
Take point again. And just gonna run the torch,
So that it'll go through any
the bottom
illusionary
end of
walls.
the torch. Yeah, basically you're gonna keep running it along the wall.
I'll do the same, I suppose, for the other
Awesome.
wall.
Yeah. You keep going. About 2 minutes pass. You find a slight dent. Bit of crack on the wall. Sarah. Exactly where you'd expect it.
Right. This is problematic.
So I would like to know. I stood in the same place and waited for them to come back round.
Yeah, they come back around you. So you also see Pandal.
This is problematic.
Should we head back?
I mean, it's good cardio. Yeah, probably. Probably should.
Yeah, it's not the worst option. I want to bet the right side's just as bad.
Hmm. Can always check it out, I guess.
Alright.
Let's see if we can head back in the first place. That'll be interesting.
I hope we can.
Yeah,
So you
it would
begin
be
to go the
silly
way you
get
came?
Stuck here like this. Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna try.
After about 30 seconds or so walking, you come to a doorway similar to the one you came through. Except
Grand.
this time, instead of a staircase going up to where you are, the staircase goes up from where you are.
Wait, what?
You see a staircase going up away
We
from
just
you.
got anti-chambered, guys.
Yeah, we did.
This is. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Slowly approach the staircase, extending my torch to effectively try and put the torch through it, as if it were an illusion.
It's not. It bonks into the stone step.
I'm gonna climb the stairs.
You start walking upstairs, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
So-
We'll follow.
The staircase continues to sort of curve around, following the same curvature. And after a little while, you start to see a bit of light beginning to just spill out at the top.
Oh,
Dim
thank
light,
the
not
heavens.
much. Okay. You begin to you head on up as you round the corner. You see another room. It appears to be circular in nature. It has a number of pieces of metallic machinery similar to that you've seen on Coria, very familiar looking, combined in conjunction with a bunch of this sort of old stone-looking stuff with runes and whatever the word is, runes and sigils, to quote Matt Mercer, carved all over the side of it. You see a number of intricate panels with switches and levers and buttons across them, and some kind of huge tank along one wall that appears to be empty. There's glass, and inside you can see it's got this sort of slick moss as if it's had water in it for a long time. Yeah, standing in the room with an oil lantern, you see a very interesting, slightly small man. Will you go ahead and describe yourself?
He's a very old-looking dwarf, mostly grey hair, and in some places it's starting to become white. Lots of wrinkles. He seems to be pretty short for a dwarf, and well, somewhat skinny, even though he has a bunch of just what seems like random scrap metal strapped onto him. He's a robot.
I'm just gonna put my hand up to stop the rest of the party.
Just out of interest, what's your passive perception there?
40.
Yeah, okay.
What? 40?
14.
Oh, that's better.
Sarah, what's your passive stealth is 21, so no, you do not see Sarah as she sort of walks up behind you.
Do we see him?
Sarah went off ahead just a little bit,
Yeah.
so you don't see
not.
him, but you do see sort of the beginnings of this room. She's stopping you.
I'm gonna get to about 20 feet.
Okay.
Check if Felix is with me.
I am.
You guys gonna need to roll stealth now, if you want to sneak up on him.
Well, I don't intend to sneak any further than this.
I'm just gonna.
Oh, you're sneaking up
kinda
to within 20 feet of him?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
it's
gonna,
more the point from where you see him to sneaking up that far. You are sneaking, therefore you're going to need to roll stealth because you're doing it actively. And that'll cut it. That's not even a good roll for you. What is this?
This is rogues.
That'll do.
What do you mean this is rogues?
Anyway,
You took the skilled feat or
Your
you took
stealth
the
out of the
prodigy.
campaign.
Absolutely. I
Oh
took
my
this.
god.
I
Or
took
not
the
yet.
skill feat.
Skilled feat wouldn't allow you to take expertise. Prodigy does though.
Yes, it does.
Does?
The skill feat for stealth, not the skilled feat.
Oh.
Felix, you tried to say something a couple of times and I interrupted you. What did you want to say?
I'm just gonna like get up behind him and say, hello, sir.
Is there something I can take cover behind?
There's a number of consoles around you. You can
Because I
sort
would
of du-
immediately sprint behind something.
Yeah, there's a couple sort of around you. You're at some kind of control station. You can absolutely dive behind one of them. They appear to be made of
Yeah.
solid stone, same
Yeah,
as before.
I'll just sprint behind something and scream in terror. Ah!
Whoa.
Oh, what was that?
The sound of
Not
the
to
scream
worry.
gonna go up.
Who are you? Why are you here?
The name's Felix.
I'm Sarah.
We're kind of trying to figure out what this place is. Who are you?
Kinda lost.
I'm Tiberius. I'm from
You're-
Scronia.
He pokes his head from behind the console. You're not here to hurt me, right?
No, mister, we just met you. Why would we attack someone we just met?
There's weird people out there.
True, we're not,
Yeah.
well,
Um.
we're not hostile, okay? We're not here to be mean to you.
Can I roll an insight check?
You can certainly try.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's being pretty honest. It seems as though he's not certain, like, if there maybe are people with him or something that might not, like, it's very much, he doesn't... He's not guaranteeing he won't hurt you, but he's very clearly like, I don't intend to, like, I don't have anything I want to do to you negatively, but he's not, like, saying, like, oh, no harm will come from being around me.
At least not yet. Mwahaha.
What's your name, sir?
He'll slowly get from behind the console. You see him start, just looking around at the things he has on his body. Cog. You see him look further. Hammer. My name is Cog Hammer.
Okay, I'm inciting that.
Go for it.
Is there someone in the room right
I
now?
don't think you need to.
I'm just
Jerry?
used to people making up this sort of stuff.
Jerry?
Hmm?
How much bullshit are you pulling right now?
Go ahead.
Is it your real
Probably not
name or
his
not?
real name.
That's probably not.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Cockhammer. I say,
Cockhammer.
Right. Quiverbow. You alright?
I just like look over at you, confused, but don't say anything.
I mean, I'm a bit frightened.
There's
Hey.
no need to be frightened of us.
To be fair,
it's
we
a
are.
dwarf! Ah!
Do we finally get into this fucking
Sorry.
room at this point?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I assumed that you guys... As you said you came in, I sort of assumed you
I
went
said we were going up. I don't know how far back we were.
like 20, 30 feet, not too far.
Oh, so we're like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello there.
Ah!
How tall is he?
They're friends.
4'2".
Shit.
How tall is Pandal again?
3'4".
Oh, look, Pandal, he's bigger than you.
So,
Thanks, Akane. Really appreciate that one.
sorry to bother you, mister, but I mean, do you intend to be in here? If you need to, we can help you get out.
Well, no,
I
I
think-
intend to be here.
I think we need help getting out, honestly.
Yeah, I would like to know where here, is. Like in
we
big
walked up a
wheels,
weird
sure, but-
staircase, started walking in circles, found out that it literally was a circle. So we walked back, and the staircase that took us up no longer went down, it also went up, and we wound up here.
I wonder if
place is
MC Escher
weird.
made this place.
Who?
You know that guy that makes that weird art?
Yeah, I've heard of him. He's a.
Wait, which
See,
dude?
This is the problem
MC.
with educated people. They're so disconnected, they don't talk about the same subjects.
I know, right? It's bloody annoying.
I mean, No. Never mind.
See, like, you know things.
Take knowing things to appreciate fine art.
I've never heard of this, Escher.
I mean, it's
I'm back.
overrated.
What did I miss?
Bullshit.
What did
Sarah
you-
complaining about educated people.
Oh, okay. Nothing new.
I was
just
like,
gonna,
I wonder
look
if
over to
MTS
you,
will make this
Sarah.
place.
Just gonna look over to you, Sarah. Just kind of like. And that's the problem with uneducated people. They can't follow a conversation to know what we're talking about.
Oof.
Exactly, the gap's just too big.
So,
Look, I have
Mr.
Sauriv on my side. I'm not gonna complain.
Look, Mr. Cog.
Well,
Sorry to bother
that
you.
is absolutely someone to have on your side, I guess.
Oh, I mean, anyway, it don't matter. What's your name? It was a what?
That,
Hammond. We're gonna call
yeah,
him Hammond.
that's it.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
I'm looking at
Yeah.
Star Spell. I don't know. I just shrug my shoulders.
Right. I'm sorry. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
I'm gonna hold out my hand, which is probably quite large. I'm about 6'8", lizard folk. So
He'll slowly extend his hand, and it's very wrinkled and it's shaking somewhat heavily.
you're old.
You're you.
Reeves the charm, as you can tell.
What are you doing
Hi.
here?
Well, I heard people talk about like these things spinning or whatever. Then I thought it was interesting.
Well, they are spinning, all right. I'm sorry I didn't properly introduce myself, did I? I am Sarah Sprigg. Don't forget about the whole bow quiver thing. I'm just not believing you're actually Cockhammer.
No, it's not. That's Cockhammer.
Either way,
I'm sure you understand Quiver.
sure. Sarah's quite short. She's only 5'2". Wearing regular leather armor, bow around her back, short sword by her side.
We have a very short party, except for
Except
Sauriv.
for Sauriv.
And then we have Pandal.
I mean, to be
extra
fair,
short.
I'm used to people using fake names all the time. I mean, I just look behind me. Do you guys really think Felix is my birth name?
I don't know. Is
It sounds realistic.
Yeah. It sounds
Yeah.
better than Stealth Lock or something.
I mean, you wouldn't believe mine's
Cockhammer.
battle axe, but there you go. That's
I mean, I don't really care what you're called, so long as I can call you something.
Fair enough. I mean, that's the mindset I follow too, Sauriv. Apparently, that's a weird one to follow. I don't know why.
I don't know what he's a lot
I
of
mean,
about. Anyway,
I don't know.
so how the hell do we get out of here? Let's stop the earthquakes. They were annoying. Whatever the earthquakes.
Wait, you find the earthquakes annoying, so you walk towards them.
Yeah, I want to stop.
That's Sauriv logic.
yeah. I don't think you can kill earthquakes, Sauriv, as much as you
Why
punch
not?
people right. Well, like the wall didn't go like, "Ow, you hit me, Sauriv! How dare you!" It was more like earthquakes are still happening, you know. So may not be your best bet.
See, that's what you get when you have uneducated people. You just grin over.
I mean, I wouldn't try to kill the wall though. I would just try to leave a mark, show it was a boss.
I mean, I'm
And it
sure
worked.
it'll respect your authority in the future.
Crap.
Right. Goghammer, what do you know about this place? Yes, we know jack shit.
What do I know about this place?
Exactly what I've messaged you.
Okay.
And basically,
Nothing.
a little bit more about the consoles and stuff in front of you. You've no idea what they do.
Is
But,
this
yeah.
also the room you mentioned like a while ago?
Um,
Holes?
No. Oh, yeah. You would know about that. There's a hole in the roof. And it's kind of behind one of the consoles. If you press a button on it, it like You go up to it. It's weird. It sort of just floats you up to it, and then you can go through. You go into that room. There, like right in the centre of it. It expands off to left and right, and it curves upwards, but down is always down.
That sounds
makes
confusing as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Is that the one we're currently in, or?
No. That's the one sort of above you.
Okay. Well, it's a weird place. Old.
I mean, that's for sure.
Yeah, it also seems to be built in a really strange way.
Yeah.
Built might be an exaggeration.
So, do you know the way out?
Well, yeah.
Okay, cool, that's a start.
Would you mind showing us the way out?
Like right now.
Guys, don't you
Yes,
want to
no.
find out what this thing is? What's for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can, if you
It
say you
seems
know
very
a way
ominous.
out, then that's that priority sorted. We can explore ahead. Just don't want to be stuck here, you know.
Yeah,
We have an exit strategy now, and it's COG.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes, but then if in 5 minutes when he tries to inevitably hammer us to death with his very real identification, we'll have no how to get out and have murdered somebody.
You just
not gonna
have
do
to
that.
make everything painfully like. Diplomacy is not your guys' strong suit. Jesus.
To
If we
be
know
fair
how
to
to
him,
get out, then we can work within.
to be fair to him, that's a realistic expectation for Pandal.
Yeah. Also, this man's name is Coghammer. Nothing good can come of this. He's going to
Cog.
bludgeon us to death in our sleep, or while we're awake,
with his cock.
or his hammer.
Anyway,
I said cock, not cock.
Yeah.
Just to make that clear.
Well, we know.
we heard you.
Thank
We're just moving on.
Good.
So somebody's thirsty.
What?
Carry on.
What?
My wayward son.
Yes, carry on, my wayward bum.
I'm gonna shoot myself.
Jack pulls out a gun and offers it to you, Pandal.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking press it against the side of my fucking head and shoot Coghammer in the knees. No,
Okay.
it would be great if he explained like anything.
Kneecap
though.
him.
How'd you wind up in here, Mr. Cockhammer?
Just use the stairs.
Fair enough.
Kind of what we did.
Right.
So what do you do? So you came in here to learn about this place, I take it?
Yeah. Maybe find something.
Ooh,
Just well,
what?
not something in particular, just anything interesting.
Can I insight that?
You can certainly try.
Yeah. I'm also inciting that.
12.
17.
I'm gonna choose not to believe him despite whatever the fucking insight rolls come up with.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
actually fine with him not fully telling us what he is,
it
wants
seems
to
he
do.
just has an interest in the old things.
Fair enough.
Just yeah, basically anything old. Well,
Alright.
I take it you guys want to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kinda do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Want to kill the earthquakes?
Okay.
Yeah, that's... yeah. We'll kill the earthquakes, Sauriv, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll try to.
I'm gonna head over to the tank
Mhm.
and try if I can see, figure out what was lost in it, like what liquid was lost in it.
From what you've seen, looks a lot like it was water. Go ahead and roll an investigation. Just to sort of...
You'll see him reach underneath his beard, and there's a pair of goggles just hanging there, and he puts them on and starts squinting. Most of you would probably realize there's no lens in there. And after a few seconds of just mumbling and just weird noises, he takes out a magnifying glass.
With or without the lens?
With.
Um,
Oh, fuck.
17.
guys, that's moss, right?
Yeah, you're pretty certain that that is that it had water in it by the look of it. And on the inside, it's more like algae that's kind of grown than moss. The word escaped me at the time, but yes.
Huh. Looks like it was just water in here.
Yeah. Okay.
I like him.
Yeah.
Well, you might understand why I had some doubts if you see the other room.
What's the other
What
room?
other room?
Is that the one the rest of your victims are in, or is that just...
Pandal.
Well, there's some bodies in there, but were already here
Wait,
when
what?
I arrived.
Okay, yep, sure.
Okay. Fresh, old,
that-
basically mummies.
Well, they were completely drained of blood, seemingly.
That's
What
worrying.
now?
Was there something? Oh my god, are we gonna get something to kill? Yeah.
Is there? Wait, there's a cult in the area.
Is there?
Have you heard of that? Yeah.
Probably would have come here.
Are you part of the cult?
No.
That's good.
He's alone. That
Otherwise,
doesn't
we would have
really...
needed to kill you.
People by themselves.
I try to
often
look
are quite
slightly
adult.
intimidating, which fails.
It looks kind of
just like-
adorable.
I mean,
But it's basically like when a child says it. You start to
there's
be
no
intimidating.
reason for
It's
you
just
to
like,
distrust
"Aw."
like everyone you all meet. Like you guys just seem to have like no people skills.
You just described bodies in the other room that were drained
Yeah.
of blood. I'm going to mistrust him, thank you
Yeah.
very much, Felix. You
There's
blind motherfucker.
something is going on here. Clearly.
I mean,
Well,
that's
if he
why
wanted
I-
to kill us, he wouldn't have told us about that, would he?
Yes, he would
I'm
have.
just wondering why there's bodies in the other room.
Yeah, so am I. I'm wondering what made them. I want to
And
kill it.
so does he apparently.
Yargon, if my racial applied, that would have been a 20 instead of a 17.
Oh, good point. But it doesn't change anything.
Okay.
DC was 15.
So they were drained of blood recently? Long time ago?
Yeah,
I mean,
they
I
weren't
guess-
like old bodies, right? They were fairly recent.
I guess you could check
Yeah.
out to find that out.
They seem to be recently drained.
Even better. Let's go
Okay.
look.
And when did you get here?
When did I get here? Good day.
Recently.
Like a couple of days ago, I guess. Max? Yeah.
Couple of days ago, 2, maybe 4.
Gonna-
Kind of blends
I'm
together.
gonna think the bodies were there before you came here.
Well, yeah, I said so.
Right.
But, Where were the bodies?
I'll point to where the bodies are.
I head in that direction.
It's a hole in
by
the wall.
choice.
In the ceiling.
A
What?
hole in the ceiling.
Yes.
Oh, I can get there. I just fly
How?
up.
Is it in like the middle of the ceiling?
It's kind of over to one side. There's a couple of like stone consoles right next to it. And there's a square on the ground that matches the square hole in the ceiling. Directly underneath. It's kind of slightly elevated.
I just fly up there to give a fuck.
I am going to. What is the wall scalable?
No, it's solid smooth stone.
Oh,
I'm gonna
I'll-
have I'm gonna
I'll
have
try and
Steely
figure
fly
out-
up.
I'll try and figure out the appropriate lever, if there's like a lever to get up there.
Yeah,
Also,
having
just random.
been up there a few
I'll
times
send
before, you know
Steely
the one.
up with Akane.
Okay. Akane, you're gonna really struggle to get up there due to your wingspan. Go ahead and roll me an... it will be acrobatics.
Oh, rip.
Oof.
10. No, you cannot figure out a way to get up there. You sort of keep trying, and you can see a room above, but it's very dark, and with only the light of the oil lantern, you can't really see into it. You just see the blackness of a room above, and you kind of sort of bash your wings on the wall and have to land, unable to really figure out how to get up there.
I think it's like an elevator, the lever.
Pretty much. You flick it, and as you're standing on the pad, it just kind of it lifts you up. The pad doesn't move, but you kind of just float on up.
Yeah, I'll
Whoa,
motion for
hell
someone.
Well, guys, looks like I'm too big to fit.
This way is the way up, guys.
What the hell? I'm gonna try the same thing.
Yeah, you sort of pull the lever down. You float on up. The moment you step sort of onto the stone at the top, onto the floor, the lever back into place, ready for the next person.
What the heck?
I'll also do that.
Yeah, you get up.
I'm going to very slowly tiptoe onto the square, reach over, pull the lever, kind of terrified of what's about to happen.
You begin to gently float upwards.
As I begin to gently float upwards, I close my eyes and begin swimming.
Are you swimming forward?
I don't know.
Roll me just a d20, just out of interest. No reason.
Oh god.
Okay.
3.
That can't be good.
No, higher numbers were bad. Yeah, you begin sort of swimming. You end up like punk one of your hands on the wall. That's it, and then kind of clobber your nose a bit as you go up. But other than that, you make your way up. You open one eye, just a crack. You see the floor in front of you. You step onto it. And you're safe.
I don't like that at all. That was weird.
You'll see Sauriv just try and
Yeah.
swim slowly, kind of upwards and a little bit out of the way of the thing. Not enough to fall out. So, as everyone goes up, in the light of Coghammer's oil lantern, you see a room that's more of a corridor. You're stood in the centre of it, and out to each side, you see the corridor extends infinitely, curving upwards as it does so above you, as if it's part of a loop. Maybe along the walls, you see a number of small alcoves, each covered with, at the bottom, a pile of fine grey dust, and a single sharp spike embedded into the wall that's kind of retracted into it. And in a number of them, you see 10 separate bodies, each impaled through the heart by said spike. But their faces and their skin are kind of shrunken and torn. It's obvious there is no fluid in them whatsoever. It's almost impossible to tell how old they are based on that.
That's creepy.
Okay.
I shudder.
Just out of question, do they look peaceful or not? Like, do I need to roll anything to look at their faces, or?
Go ahead and roll an insight. It's going to be a difficult check because of the distortion to their faces.
I figured as much, but I thought at the very least that's something that I'd
You
be
can certainly
interested
try. 7.
10.
It's really hard to say.
Understood. Makes sense.
This isn't just some bodies. These people were like sacrificed or something.
And I can't tell if they were peaceful or not with the way the blood was drained. Sometimes you can tell if they're, forward if they look peaceful in the slumber. You'd be surprised how much religious fanaticism can cover up pain. I see that as though I have too... Yeah, I say that as though I have too much experience with that.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah? You'd be surprised what the brain can do when someone's getting hurt.
Yeah, no, I'm really not.
Okay then. I say just kind of like looking awkwardly to
so-
the rest of the group like, okay.
Has anyone ever come in here?
I mean,
Seen
we
anyone
have.
here? Yeah, someone that's not us. Someone that, might do this kind of stuff.
Gonna point in Coghammer's direction.
I didn't notice anyone else.
Okay, that's a start.
But they were here when I got here.
Well,
I'm
I'm
gonna.
sort of guessing this wasn't a suicide pact and someone did this to them.
For the record, along the walls, these little sort of alcove, each the size. No, Sauriv, it's not. Each roughly the size of like a person, a humanoid. You do note there are an incredible number of these, maybe 500 more.
Jesus.
As they head upwards, each one has a small pile of grey dust in it. And as the corridor begins to turn and curve upwards, the piles of dust still sit in the centre and don't lean to any side.
Bodies are still like impaled on the spikes, right?
Oh, well, there's only
Spike.
10 of those, and they're kind of right near the area where you came in.
Only 10.
Yeah, but the bodies that are here are impaled, correct?
Yes. And for the
Sauriv,
record,
can-
Sauriv, the floor, only the first room was dusty. The rest is completely clean.
Oh, right, okay. What was that,
Not
Pandal?
like this
Can you, like,
place so
pull
much.
a body off a spike? I want to have a look at it and just look at the spike.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go over to one of the bodies. I'm gonna grab it by the neck and I'm gonna yank.
Oh, don't.
You yank. Roll me a strength check. You feel it, something in the chest, pulling it back. It doesn't want to move.
22.
22. As you pull, you rip, and the spinal column and the upper torso with the shoulders and that just comes away, and it tears off. And everything, the spine kind of just a bit of a V shape into the neck, but it just pulls out of this
Whoops.
human. You can't even tell if it was male or female. But it appears to be human from what you can tell. And as you kind of look down, you do see the sort of dust, almost more than anything, inside the body where there was once organs and what appears to be a barb on this spike. 4 barbs that come out and they've hooked into the ribcage at the back.
Guys, my hope is he's unresponsive, except for roll 20.
Nice.
God.
It's the only thing you need.
Important bit works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I can't do anything with my taskbar, or with my desktop, but I can drag all my Chrome windows around. I can open new tablets.
Yeah, you're fine.
I can't do anything with Discord.
Guess who's sleeping in the Discord voice chat again?
No. No, not like this.
Okay.
So yeah, you have a spine and head of a person.
I jump back.
I'm going to look over at the party and just go, whoops.
Yeah, while an impressive show of strength, that wasn't what I wanted. Works though, can we get the rest of the body off said spike? By we, I mean
Gross.
you.
Is it really a good idea to do that?
I mean,
I'm
it's
not
mostly
sure about
dust. There's not much in it, but alright, I'll get the rest off if you want.
Clean the spike
Okay.
off, if possible.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm more gently gonna try and take the body off the barbs, and
Okay. As you do so, the barbs do crack and cut through a pair of the ribs. It'll be actually 3 or 4 ribs. It's quite a big barb, and it kind of they each snap with this kind of cracking sound, and then as you pull it off,
I'll be back in just a second, guys.
as gently as Sauriv can, and as gently as one can release a body from barbs while snapping its bones. And as you
Wait.
pull it out, there's this kind of poof of dust from behind it. You have the body in your hands. You can hear bits of it just kind of cracking and crumbling.
Okay, can I get a like a solid pic? So the spike is horizontal, right?
Even task managers are unresponsive.
And then and the barb I assume goes then up if they were stabbed in the midsection?
Okay, so it's a
Or is it, like,
spike
up off the spike?
that's about, I'd say, it's about half an inch in diameter. Metal spike,
Okay, so it's not that big.
about a foot long, extends out the back of the wall, coming to a point, like, only the end points, obviously. Out of the end point, there appears to be a kind of arrowhead shape.
Oh, okay.
That it appears to have sort of sprung out from it, from what you can see. that looks wickedly sharp, that extends maybe 2 inches out each side, and there's one at top, bottom, one at left and right.
Okay, so it's like an arrow head barb rather than like a
Yeah.
hooked spike. Okay.
Yes, and there's sort of 4 of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
While Sauriv rips the rest of the body off that spike, can I go look at another body?
Mm-hmm.
Not touching it, being very careful not to.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any, other than the obvious injury of they've been mildly spiked to the torso, are there any other, like, injuries I can make out? I understand it's going to be hard because they were, like,
Roll an investigation.
shriveled sun-dried tomatoes. Hey.
20. There's nothing that you can see.
I would have done this the last time I got here.
Yeah.
Would I have detected any magic here?
You detect the traces of... It's like looking at magic, but through a glass of water. Like, as you move your head, it kind of shifts and changes, and the school changes, and everything about it, every single quality about it changes. It's non-constant, it's constantly moving and bending and changing, and it's just the trace remains of magic. There's nothing anymore.
Okay, so, like, some magic happened here.
Some incredibly powerful magic happened here, and
Okay.
the traces are still around, however long ago this was. And also, that tank I mentioned, that was pretty fucking magical. That is the most magical thing that was still there.
Okay.
Okay, guys, if I, like, explode, then be warned, but I'm going to try something really stupid.
I'll take, like, 10 steps back.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go over to the now exposed Spike and Barb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna plant a dagger,
Mm-hmm.
cut the palm of my hand,
Okay.
and drip some blood just like on different bits of the spike.
Okay. You don't see what happens because you can't reach it.
So I get like a
Oh, give me the knife.
sorry if the knife's still bleeding from my hand. I really should have thought about this before I did it, to be honest. It was really stupid, I did warn you.
Don't worry, I'm used to it. I'm just going to do
Yeah,
this.
we all are.
Cut my hand and drip
Okay.
a little bit on the
Um,
spike.
your blood drips onto the spike a bit. It sort of, it lands on it, and it's as if it's just passed straight through it, but it doesn't come out the bottom.
So it does absorb the blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's as creepy
not-
as I expected that to be.
It's not slowly either. It's just gone straight into it, and just gone.
I'm going to touch the spike. Not
With-
with the hand that's bleeding, with
Okay.
the other hand.
Oh god.
Cold
Just
metal,
Try to
a
rip my
slight, just a slight tap.
sort of cold, hard metal. Feels a lot like wrought iron.
Spit on it, see what happens. Is it just blood or is it just any liquid?
The spit just kind of sits there for a moment, and then just sizzles into it.
That's
Be on it to
pretty bad.
show dominance.
I don't think it likes it as much.
Yeah, I didn't seem as excited about that one, and I didn't want to ever describe a spike as excited.
Do any of you, like, have a considerable amount of liquid with you?
I
Oh.
have this water skin of water. We could pour it and see if it goes into the tank or something.
Yeah, I'll head down.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Tell me when to pour it. We'll see if something like appears.
Okay. So are you heading down to look at the tank, Akane?
Yes.
Okay. You head down to look at the tank, and it goes pitch black in the room with the spikes for Pandal. And
I've got
Sarah,
my
I
night vision
think?
goggles on.
oh, okay. So just Sarah, who's completely blind.
Shades.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell yeah, my
Sarah.
aviators.
I'm gonna light it.
Wait, who's all in this
Do I have
room?
a
I
lamp?
thought I was in this room too.
Everyone's in the
dark
room,
vision.
but you've got dark
Oh.
vision.
Nope.
It's just
I'm
Sarah.
lighting-
So
Oh,
dark.
yeah.
I'm lighting a torch. Fuck this.
Okay, so you now also have a light source. As you light up a torch. Yeah, so, Pandal, you pour water on it?
Yeah, when
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Cockhammer will be down and like looking at the tank.
You kind
Yeah,
of
you
drip...
hear
pour,
a,
like, my-
faint yell.
I'm gonna assume that's not him being murdered, and I'm gonna pour I'm gonna pour like at a steady pace, but I'm gonna try and make sure I don't spill any, so like it all goes and
Okay.
gets swooped into the spike.
Cogham, the moment you look at the tank, you do know on one wall, in the very centre, on one wall, there's a very, very tiny amount of deep red liquid that's slowly, slowly losing its colour. On the very left-hand wall at the very end. For the record, the tank's about 5 feet high, 5 feet deep, like 5 foot by maybe 40 feet. Right in the centre. Single, what looks like a single drop that's just slowly losing its colour. As he begins to pour water on it, you see from the other end of the tank, more drops begin pouring down, but instead of falling, they fall towards the single drop that's already there. They just fall naturally, and soon a small waterfall begins falling past your eyes, horizontally.
I'll just shout, it's going in there!
That's. I don't think that. Is
Wait, horizontal?
Yes.
Okay.
This was probably a tank filled with blood and like people fluid. That's
Gross.
yeah.
Bad.
Disgusting.
I don't like this place anymore.
Yeah,
After a
me
moment,
neither.
Cogham, it stops. Takes a while longer to start up again.
Oh yeah, when it stops, I'll just shout that it stopped. Then when it resumes, I'll just shout.
It
Am
takes
I pouring on it?
Yeah. You keep pouring the whole time, and it stops for a bit. And then it starts up again, after a little while. It's a little bit longer time that it was stopped, about twice as long that it was stopped than it was flowing.
Right.
It's unimaginably uncomfortable.
I'm gonna see what the tank looks like right now, because yeah, I think I'm done here. I don't really want to be here at all. I'm gonna head on down.
Okay.
Akane sits close to Felix, bit shuddering.
You head down. You see where Cogham is. Yeah, as you step down, there's no levers or anything to step down. You just step down and gently float down. That's what Cogham did. You see the tank. You see on one wall this small sort of ball of water that's kind of squished on the wall, like a... Actually, it would be more of a puddle, really. That's there, as if someone's poured about a third of the water that Pandal poured. And it's glowing very, very, very faintly.
Glowing.
It's almost to the point where you can't see it. If you don't look quite at it, you can just make out that it might be glowing. It's very hard to tell.
So those spikes are for drinking.
Seems like it.
Never known of a sheer need to drink before.
Does this tank lead anywhere else?
I mean,
You don't see any pipes leading in or out of it.
In
Any
or out?
drain?
You don't see... It appears to just be a solid stone box with a glass front on it.
This is the weirdest thing. I'm not okay with this.
This is the great device.
The Great Device is a fucking tank with no entry or exit points, and it's fucking terrifying. I've been scared of a glorified water bottle before.
I'll guess I'll try to identify the tank.
Okay. Go for it.
Yeah. What do I roll? Well, it's a spell.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an Arcana check. That's kind of how I'm doing. Identifies. You roll Arcana. Kind of pissed on it. Okay. It's very hard to tell. It appears to be glass. The only bit you can get at appears to be glass. It appears to be basically enchanted to not be affected by liquids. You can't really tell anything past that because you can't get inside the tank. You can only touch the outside glass.
It's a tank.
I mean, really are proving invaluable, aren't you?
Hey,
Maybe we should check out some more rooms in here.
Yeah, let's find
At
more.
my vote.
Weird places.
I'm gonna drop a little drip of blood onto one of the bodies. No reaction?
No.
Okay.
Like, oi, that's my hair. Okay.
Actually, it is absorbed into the body, but only because it's so incredibly dry.
Right, okay. Ah, the body absorbed! The body's a spike!
It's kind of like pouring water on a sort of dusty desert road, you know?
Yeah, but I'm dumb.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just clarifying for, not Sauriv.
Everyone else knows that, yeah, this is normal. But I'm an idiot.
Sorry, I don't think you should mess with the bodies.
Gotta love Sauriv.
I mean, I do. Like, it's really. They're not gonna bite you, clearly.
I'll bite them back.
I'm sure you will, but they wouldn't taste very nice.
Grrr. Gonna growl at the body as I'm walking past.
The body back growls back. No.
how much do I know about the number of, well, do I know anything of the functions of other levers, or?
A lot of them won't move, a lot of the buttons won't move, there's a lot of them just can't do anything. The only ones you've really got to do anything so far was the one to go up. Nothing else seems to work. Everything seems locked in stone, you might say. Pandal's cape billows for no reason.
It's like, oh, I'm trying to look at this thing. Get out of my way. Oh, I thought you were capable of standing still. Shit.
Cape billows.
I'm just gonna try and cast see invisibility and just look around the place.
Okay. What does your little thing for casting see invisibility look like?
Fuck.
Do you put lenses in your glasses?
No?
Oh.
Shit. A piece of scrap metal, which is yet to be decided what
Yes.
the actual shape it is. Yeah, I'll just get a hold of it or touch it.
Sure. So he grabs a small piece of like kind of scrap metal that appears to have some rune drawn into it on his chest. Looks like he concentrates for a minute, and you see it glow very, very faintly. And then you begin to look around. You can see his eyes also appear to take on the same very faint glow color as he looks around. You don't see anything.
Okay. I'll go have a look in the room above.
Okay. Again, you're not seeing anything in there. Although, when you go up there, you do see a platform of stone appear under your feet and lift you up. And it vanishes the moment you step off of it.
I'm gonna lean up against one of the consoles. Maybe accidentally trying to press a button.
Yeah, it's like trying to push a stone button into a stone console when the whole thing's carved of a single piece of rock. It's not going anywhere.
Unless your name is Sauriv.
God. Oh, now what do we do?
I don't.
Leave this place for one day and check out the other rooms. See if there's something we can actually use.
Yeah, I suppose why not?
I feel like I'm watching a play and we've got to the beginning of Act 2 and then just kind of got lost.
Yeah, and quite frankly, don't know about you guys, but I don't have a use for people training spikes and a tank to collect it
Yeah,
all.
me
in.
neither.
Yeah, but gods, like weird god cults, probably do. Is the issue
Yeah,
with that,
but well, I've been here once. I might come here again. If we waited out for a week, they're sure to drop by.
I suppose, but so like, aren't we supposed to go like deal with that rather than just be like, oh, let's sit around for a week? This seemed pretty.
We
You know,
could go to town. We might as well go to town.
Yeah, I think we should go to town. It's much better in town, I think.
Are there any other rooms to explore, Yargon, or are they?
So there's the corridor that curves upwards on both sides of you in the room above. You can always see where that goes. There was also the other set from the staircase that splits and doesn't split. You can always see where that goes. There's no other exits that you've seen.
Okay, so it's just the two.
Mm-hmm.
Should we go up the one up from here?
Sure.
Why not?
We will go that way.
So you go up into the room above, and then the corridors, it kind of curves upwards in front of you. You walk that way?
Akane will stay very close to Felix, because the last time she was in a weird structure, it didn't go well.
It goes left, it goes right. Which way do you pick?
Went left the first time, might as well keep going left.
Yeah, they always sit on the first wall of mazes. Stick to the left row. Left.
I thought it was hook the right wall.
It doesn't really matter.
Works.
Either or.
Practically, they're the same thing.
As long
So-
as you hug one, you're fine.
You begin to go along the left wall. The left and right are kind of arbitrary, but you pick a direction, call it left, and head that direction. You go onwards. As you see the floor, as you look back, curving up behind you. It comes down in front of you. You keep going. You keep going. You keep going. Eventually the little square of where, the square hole in the floor disappears out of sight above you. Keep going. How long are you guys going to walk for?
I mean, on the
Until
outside,
someone tells me to stop.
yeah, this is like kilometers and kilometers diameter, right?
It's about 3 miles radius.
3 miles radius, yes. Up
Well,
to
this side.
6 miles diameter.
3 mile radius, 2 mile radius, 1 mile radius. They're big.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck you want? Oh yeah, the different rings, yeah.
Yeah.
Like basically inside the central one now, right? Where this entrance
Dunno.
is, or
You've
where
no
did we
window?
enter?
You entered at the very bottom, the sort of pillar that was supporting all three.
Oh, okay, so we were supposed to be right in the middle. If anything in this fucking place made sense, which it doesn't, so we can ignore that immediately. I will walk for 1.5 hours and 43 seconds.
Doing a full loop then.
Well, I'm trying.
Yeah, okay. After about 1.5 hours, you see just in front of you, comes up to a square hole in the floor.
Oh, for the love of...
Well, we found out where that one went.
I don't like this place at all.
Is everything here just a circle?
Yeah, same Sauriv.
We are inside a collection of large circles, Sarah. You remember that, right?
And there's no loot to be found at all. I think I'm done with this place.
Man, I want one of those spikes.
No, you really don't.
Imagine what you could do with that. You clean so much easier.
It sucks the moist out of people. It could be painful.
Yeah, but you could like do that with carpets as well. I'll call it the, like a suck haver, a
You just
a
want the
hoover.
enchantment. You don't want the.
I
You
mean,
don't want the spikes.
true, but
No Sauriv, you don't want the spikes. And I don't want one of those spikes near me.
Sauriv, the spike for where you pulled the body off the wall, as you look at it, it's no longer there. It's completely retracted into the wall. There's a hole, you just see the tip of the spike.
Where'd the spike go?
see, Akane, you made the spike run away.
Wait, what now?
I don't care.
Where's it gone?
Spike's scary.
It's right there, don't you see it?
Don't stand in
yeah.
front of it,
What?
Sauriv.
Is it invisible?
No, it's literally just retracted into a hole in the wall.
Oh.
Have the barbs retracted as well? So is it like
It looks like that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do any of you move in, like, any part of you pass the threshold of the alcove at any point?
No.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
Very carefully.
Okay, yeah. The moment you do, Sauriv, the thing just shing, straight back out.
Ah! Going to move back. Move back.
Sir, you stuck in us.
After a few moments, it as the barbs retract back into the wall.
Going to move forward again.
Shing, sticks back out.
I like this thing.
I think it
we
likes
don't.
you too, friend.
But yeah, I think we should try and get the hell out of here. This is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not get drunk.
There's
But, like-
nothing to be found here.
Yeah,
Not
we
the
can
good
get
kind
drunk
of
in the village.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Right,
guess
so I suppose we're
we'll leave.
going to try and leave.
I mean, yeah, we're going to attempt to go back the way we came.
So you head down,
Unless
back down the hole.
directs us otherwise.
You hop down. You come into the same room, the same tank. You know the water's no longer slightly glowing, and it's just pure water now, from what you can see. Which mostly it was before. It had a very faint red colour from a single drop of blood being dissolved in it, but that appears to have begun now. You head down through the stairs. They go in a straight line. You head down. You come to a corridor. It curves off to your right, it will be this time. You walk along the corridor. You come to a small mark on the wall. You keep going. Two
Then
minutes or so later. Coghammer turns around.
I'll follow suit.
You turn around. You start walking
Okay.
back. You come to a kind of half of an archway. You walk down. A few moments later, another set of stairs joins yours. You keep going. You come out into the
Right.
hallway. There's a thick layer of dust on the floor. No footprints left at all. Only the one set from Coghammer coming in. You assumed they were from here.
Question: what's on the right hand? Wait, hang on. Were those your footprints?
Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, they were.
Possibly?
You split up over there.
Ye- mm,
The foot-
possibly.
The footprints do appear to go up into the corridor you went up. Like up and right up until the point that split, they're down the center, and then then head left.
Guess so.
Okay. Do you know what's on the right hand side?
Do I know what's on the right hand side?
Yeah, it's blocked off.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Oh. Well, I want a tavern. Who wants a tavern?
Yeah, I
It's a
think we
long
should get away
walk
from
before
here.
we find
Sounds
a
like a good
tavern,
plan.
but it'll better
You are a
than this
day's walk
place.
from the tavern, but yeah. If they have a tavern in Kirkton.
We've only been faffing about for a few hours. We can make it.
Yeah, but times we're like wibbly wobbly inside this fucking thing because everything's wibbly wobbly.
But the
Possibly.
tavern is 8 hours walk from you.
And what time is it when we actually manage to leave that godforsaken spinny Beyblade?
About, say, about 2 hours after you went in. Pretty much what you'd expect.
Okay, so it's still like morning.
Yeah, time doesn't appear to have been affected, just fucking everything else.
So everything else was fucking weird.
Oh, we
Yeah.
can make it to the tavern.
You come out, you look around, you see the bit where you camped, you see the tree line slightly further down. You ready to go?
Okay.
The world is your oyster.
You know what? I'm gonna roll perception and look for people.
Okay. Do you have a favourite enemy, or are you like the bad ranger?
What?
Favourite terrain, even?
Yeah, that would be steppes, effectively. I do believe. Yeah, grasslands and deserts. Favorite enemies are dragons and beasts.
Right, okay. 27. Yeah, you don't see any signs of anyone. No, it'd be too far away. Yeah, you don't see
I
anything.
consider that a good thing.
What you can see from the top of this sort of hilly, mountainy area is there's a river that passes faintly in the direction you're going.
Would it be easier to walk along the river?
Maybe, maybe not. Definitely easier to sail along the river if you found a way to do that.
We shall walk along the river.
Is Max still here?
Nah, he went for dinner.
Ah.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I just noticed him being
Yeah, I was...
away in the notifications thing.
Did he say... Oh,
Discord.
I must have missed it. Got a phone
Yeah,
call at one
Discord.
point.
He said so in chat voice, but chat voice is the bot channel for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't think I have access to the bot channel for some reason.
When did he go? Yeah, like 20 minutes ago. Good. Okay, so you head out towards the river. You walk down the river. It does appear to have sandy sort of beaches along the river. It'll be easy going from what you can tell. Does meander a bit, but as you head down the river, you begin to walk. And you guys begin walking for quite some time. You'll be walking for about 7 hours before you... 7, 6.5, that kind of time. Before you
I'm not
find...
walking anywhere.
What?
I
You're
have
not?
a Sauriv.
Okay. So, you ride Sauriv into battle. Again,
As always.
as always. You're beginning to tire at this point. It's beginning to sort of hit the point at which you want to be looking for a tavern, looking for a town. Day's walk's coming to its end as you see what appears to be a small town just off the side of the river. It looks like a pretty nice, neat little house. God damn it. There are a number of nice little neat little houses from what you can see. You can see a few larger buildings, small cemetery, a church. Not a church, what the fuck am I talking about? A word, what's the word? Town hall, that's the one.
Chapel? Oh.
No, there wouldn't be, would there?
No religious building.
Yeah, there's no religious buildings. There is a cemetery, 'cause it's where you bury dead people, but that's it. There's a... yeah, you see like a relatively big-looking town hall, but that appears to be the only building you know. Everything else appears to be quite small. As you begin to sort of enter the town, you see a simple sign, where you do see a road, which appears to pass down towards the river, and then kind of end at the beach. It says, "Welcome to Kirkton." And, yeah. You walk into the town, unaware of what's going to happen next. Can I be more ominous? I can't think of anything to be more ominous, so no.
Your
with that-
motherfucker's gonna
Hopefully
die.
tavern and booze.
Quite potentially.
Cool.
And that is where we're going to take our break. So we'll be right back with you in a little bit.